This section of the Bible is called Take Up the Cross and Follow Him. It's Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 through 27. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." All right. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father and his angels, or with his angels, and then he will reward each according to his works. Now, I know that I've told you several times that salvation is not a works-based gospel. This seems like it contradicts it at first if you're not reading it carefully, if you're just reading it at a glance. Let's break it down. Because a lot of people read this and they go, well, he will reward each according to his works. That's true. Your salvation is not a reward. Your salvation's a gift. That's the main difference right there. Salvation is a gift. It was freely given. You freely receive it. After you get saved, you will do works and you will get rewards. We will be rewarded at a place called the Bema seat. Now, I thought that was some Petra term, the Bema seat. I was like, it must be, I've never heard of this term. Probably because I never paid attention to sports or the Olympics. But in the Olympics and sports, at the end of a race, people go up onto this place where there's a first place, second place, third place. That's the idea of the Bema seat. You get rewarded for winning. You get rewarded for doing your best. You get rewarded for doing the best. It's like that. We're not going to get things taken away. We're not going to get thrown into hell. But once you're saved, you get rewards for your works. How do I make it simple? Salvation is a gift. It's not by works. Rewards are something you earn. You do not earn salvation. Jesus earned your salvation on the cross and his resurrection. So if you believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord and that he died on a cross, was buried, and rose again on the third day, you are saved. You just believe that Jesus paid it all. Does that mean you sit back and do nothing? Hopefully not. Hopefully you will love Jesus so much you will want to tell your friends. When I got saved when I was 15, I wanted to tell the world. I was like, did you guys know about Jesus? I'm like, oh my gosh, I found out about Jesus this summer. I was so stoked. I was trying to tell people about Jesus. I carried my Bible to school. I told people left and right about Jesus. There are crowns in heaven because of people that I've told about Jesus. Now, I'm not saying, ooh, pat me on the back. No, I'm doing this for Jesus. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for Jesus. Now, if you get saved, I want you to get saved, but that'll make my Jesus happy. And I want you to know my Jesus because he's not one of these people that's like, I hear it in some religions that Jesus is the angry person and that Mary has to constantly go, please don't hurt them, please. No, Mary's not our intercessor. Mary can't hear you. Mary's dead. Well, nobody's dead in heaven. Well, that's true, but the word dead means departed. It does not mean she's ceased to exist. It does not mean the word annihilism, which means to annihilate, to destroy, to diminish. It means that she's no longer on earth. She can't hear you. We're on earth. She's not. So stop praying to her. Jesus is not angry and ticked off all the time. He loves you. He died for you. He just wants you to know it and to believe. Let's get back up to the top now that we understand that works, you get rewards. Salvation is not a reward. Heaven is not a reward. People have messed this up so bad because they cannot believe something so good to be true. No, it's too good to be true. Must be some catch to it. Yeah, I know. I used to feel that way too before I got saved. If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. When you take up your cross, you're taking up an instrument of death. It would be like nowadays carrying around a noose or a electric chair or something like that. Basically, you know that you're ready to die for this, and I know that death is not it's not the end. I mean, people who aren't saved, they have no hope. People who are saved, it's weird. It's like, I think sometimes that people who aren't saved think that we're suicidal because we don't care. We don't care if we die. Kill me. I don't care. If I die, I don't die. I go to heaven. It's like graduating. It's like, oh, you get to retire early. Oh, woohoo, you know. And it's like retiring early, not in earth, because on earth you retire early, you don't have any money. You retire early in heaven, you got everything. It's like, I can't explain it. All I can say is that we don't fear death, so that's why we take up our cross, we follow him, because we know this may end in death. There's a lot of people now. We're blessed to be in America, but this video may be heard in other countries. In other countries, yes, it is a death sentence to become a Christian. You become a Christian, you will most likely be murdered. We call it martyrs, but let's be honest, murder and martyrs, technically the same thing. A martyr is someone who is murdered for just believing something that the state said you can't believe in. This has happened a lot in communist countries like China, Russia, and definitely in all the Middle Eastern countries except for Israel. They murder Christians left and right. They burn their houses down with them in it. They put them in cages and burn them. You've seen the videos where they had them out on the beach slashing their throats while they were singing praises to the Lord. It's a death sentence. But you know what? Those people on the beach, they knew that that wasn't the last breath they were going to take. They were just going to take the last breath on earth and the next breath in heaven. Sorry, I'm just overwhelmed with joy thinking about this, because those people, they gave it all, and they will have rewards for living for the Lord. But the reward is not heaven. That comes from faith. That comes from grace. Their rewards are not heaven. That was something given by Jesus Christ. That was earned by him. That's his gift to you. Those people, when they get to heaven, they're going to have so much more rewards than people who just sit around on a couch and do nothing. All right, so for whoever desires to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. When I got saved, I did do a lot of things differently. I changed my life. I tore up things that were causing me to sin before. Things like lust. I had a bunch of posters on my wall that I tore up. I made a video of it. I wish I still had that VHS tape, but I probably recorded over it. But I made a VHS tape of me with a trash bag tearing up all of my Madonna and Sheila E. and all those things that were lustful to me, and throw them in the trash. And even some comic books that I felt like were praising Satan, like the Magic, series of 1 to 4, because I felt like it was too satanic. And just anything that I felt like was against my Lord. I wanted to not so much like, oh, because he commanded it. No, because I wanted to be free from it. And I'm telling you, my life was better for that. If you ever get rid of stuff, you think, well, I don't want to lose stuff. But you're not really getting rid of it. You're just making more space. You have more freedom. I know that there was not a comedian, a rapper that said, more money, more problems. Because I had, like, when I was a summer camp counselor, one of my kids was, I guess, into rap music, and she was saying, it's like, I want to say Snoop Dogg said, more money, more problems, because the more you have, the more problems you have. And that's true. So the less you have, you never hear people who have their houses broken into. They're used to live in nice houses. People look at my house and they go, nah, pass. There's nothing in that house. And they're right. There's, if somebody broke in my house, they'd be like, dang, it was a waste of time. He ain't got any gold or silver. All right. So, let's see. For what is a profit man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Now, here's another thing. The soul is not the spirit. People get those two things mixed up. The soul is your mind, will, and emotions. Cats have souls, trust me. They have their own, like, I was trying to get in midnight last night, and she kept on coming up to the door, and then she would lick herself, and then she would turn around, and she'd jump up. I'm like, oh my gosh, you are such a strong-willed little cat. Get in here now. So she has a mind, because she has a soul. She has a mind, will, and emotions, but she does not have a spirit. A human being is made in the image of God. We have 3 parts. We have the spirit. That's the core essence of us. We have the body, which is what everybody sees. We have the mind, which is how we think, our mind, our will. I ain't going to do this. I don't like that. Our emotions. Sometimes our emotions, we got to slap ourselves to get them out of that. And what will a man give for exchange for his souls? If you lose your mind, what are you going to do about that? Dementia is a terrible thing, and it means people lose their mind. There's no cure for it. So what are you going to do to fix it? For the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then reward each according to it. So One day we will stand at the Bema seat. We will not stand before the great white throne judgment if you're saved. You will stand before the Bema seat and get rewards, not punishments. So, are you saved? If you're not, why not? I hope you get to know my Jesus. If you don't want to wait for me to read the rest of this, read it for yourself and get to know my Jesus. Because the best is yet to come. He does die on a cross, but he rises from the dead. It's like going to the dentist. We get our cavities grind out. It hurts like heck, but after it heals, we're better off. Yes, we got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. And when Jesus died on the cross, it wasn't the end. He rose from the dead. If you believe it and you believe he died for you, and you just, you can enter into that salvation. You can have him come into your life. Romans 10:9 tells you how to be saved. If you confess in your mouth the Lord Jesus. If you can't speak, confess in your mind the Lord Jesus. In other words, he is Lord, not you, him. And believe in your heart that God raised from the dead, you will be saved. I hope I see you soon in heaven. And by soon, I don't mean like I hope we all die right now. I'm talking about the rapture is happening soon. And if it doesn't, soon is relative, because we won't be here another 100 years. Even if the Lord tarries 100 years, I know I won't live another 100 years. That's for sure. Another 100, like I've lived 100. I won't live for 100 years more than what I've lived. All right, have a great day. Thanks for listening, and let me know below in the concept. And I know I shake the camera too much. Do you want to get a tripod? Because I would like to do other things, but I need to get rid of that car because it's in the way and it looks ugly. There's too much not scenery back there. I would like to be able to show you the trees and stuff while I'm talking. That'd be more pretty. Kind of like, there used to be this TV show on like 20 some years ago that had beautiful scenes, waterfalls, while it was reading Bible verses and playing, music. It was really pretty. I used to love listening to that. I think it was on PAX TV at 3:30 in the morning, because I used to have to I was a lifeguard back then. All right, well, y'all have a great day, and thanks for listening. Let me know again if you have any comments or questions.